Yo, what's good everybody? On today's YouTube video, I'm going to be teaching you guys how to do a pull-up. It's a very simple calisthenics move, but a lot of people don't know how to do it and it is really difficult to learn. So I'm going to teach you how to do it by breaking down the movements step by step and going from the very easiest basic movements you can do to building up to doing high explosive pull-ups. Alright, let's get it. Alright, so the first movement of the pull-up is the scapular raise. This is when you pull it up just with your scapula, squeezing your shoulder blades together, squeezing the lats, and it's literally just a small movement up. So it looks like this. So you're going from a dead hang position and you're just pulling up into what's also known as an active hang and down. This is the first movement of the pull-up. So when you're doing a pull-up, first pulling up from your scapula and then up, arms locked, and then scapula, and then you relax. So from behind, as you can see, I'm bringing my scapula up, squeezing the shoulder blades together and relaxing. So that's the scapular raise, aka scapular pull-up. Alright, so the next movement I'm going to be going through is the negative pull-up, aka an eccentric pull-up. Basically, it is you starting from the top of the bar and going down as slow as you can. And this is actually the most important part of a pull-up is the down portion, because that activates more muscle fibers, thus tearing more muscle fibers. And you'll be able to build more muscle that way and also more strength. A lot of people think pulling up in any movement is the most important, but no, it's the eccentric phase of the movement is what tears the muscle fibers, because that's your control portion. You never want to be doing pull-ups and then when you get to the top you just drop down, because that's extremely dangerous on your shoulder joints and elbow joints. So let me show you the scapular pull-up. So let me show you how to do a negative pull-up. So you're going to need a chair or something to get about at least chin height above the bar, or a bar where you can just step in and it's already low enough for you. So for me, I'm going to be using a chair, and now I'm not tall enough, so I have to jump up and control myself. I don't want to jump up and let my legs swing wildly. I need to control it. So I need to brace my core, squeeze my legs together, pretty much squeeze in all the muscles to stop myself from swinging. So it looks like this. So I jump up and I don't move. Now I want to be lowering myself as slow as I possibly can, not trying to swing or anything like that. Remember to keep your breathing under control. Now with this, the forearms are definitely going to fire up, your lats are going to fire up, even your biceps are going to fire up, because those are all the things being activated. The forearm, because you're gripping as hard as you can, try not to just drop and let go. Your lats, because it's controlling the movement. And then your biceps, because it's inflection. Damn, crazy wind. So I'm going to show you that again from behind, just so you can get another perspective. So once again, you just jump up. As you can see, I'm not swinging out of control. I'm keeping the movement controlled, because that's the whole idea with calisthenics, is unless you're doing a trick in, which is completely different, you don't want to be swinging on the bar and not being in control of the movements, because then you can injure yourself. And especially shoulder injuries, which are the highest injuries in calisthenics, so be safe. Now we're going to combine the two exercises I just went over. We're going to combine the scapular pull-up and the negative pull-up, but not in that order. So what we're going to do, we're going to start with the negative pull-up, and then we're going to, when we get to the very bottom as a dead hang, then we're going to do scapular pull-up. So we're going to go, jump up, control, keeping your arms shoulder width apart or slightly wider, try not to go too close in. Get to the very bottom, relax, make sure you're not swinging, and scapular raise. So This would be part of the workout. I would recommend doing it at the beginning of a workout, especially if you're training for a pull-up. If you're using bands or anything like that, also a good thing. But this is the best exercise to get you to do a pull-up, because you go through the whole motion of the negative portion, control, and then you start the pull-up again. So let's say you're able to do at least one pull-up. This is how it looks. So we're gonna go negative pull-up, get down, and now instead of the scapular pull-up, we're gonna do a proper pull-up. So you do a scapular pull-up, and then you pull up, and then you control, and then scapular raise. So if you're doing that for 3 sets of 10, and you can only do 3 pull-ups, try to do 1 pull-up in every set of 10. So your first pull-up, your first portion, do your pull-up, and then come down, and then do the negatives again. Alright, now let's say you've been doing negative pull-ups for a while and you're still struggling with your pull-up game. So the bands over there, they'll help you develop how to do the pull-up. Basically, going through the exact motion, except it'll be a lot easier. So I'm gonna quickly explain to you the different color bands and the effectiveness of them. So the green one, if you're completely new to it, this would be a pretty good one to start off, because it has the most assistance / resistance. So when you're doing the pull-up, you'll be able to do it a lot easier. The next one, the purple one, this has less resistance / assistance. So it'll help you once you start getting better at it, but still, once you hit the black and the red one, this one you almost don't even need it. You'll probably just do less reps of body weight pull-ups, but probably won't need to be needing it. And then once you hit this red one, you shouldn't even be using it for pull-ups anymore. At this point, you should be using it for warm-ups, because if you're using this and still struggling on pull-ups, likely you just need to figure out what's wrong, because if you're doing pull-ups with this one, you're strong enough to be doing pull-ups without a band. So bands have their pros and cons when you're using them. Pros are that they help you with the movement and getting your body familiar with the movements of any movement you're practicing. Cons is that that's not using your own body weight. So you might think this exercise is really easy when you use the green band, but then once you get onto the red band and you start feeling about 98% of your body weight, and the band is only helping with that extra 2%, it's not really that helpful. And when I say warm up, I mean literally warming up your joints, moving through the motions, but not really warming up you to do the pull-up. At that point, you might as well just be doing the body weight. If you want to practice the movement itself, the green or the purple one are my best bet. And if you just want to get an extra couple reps in there, I'd recommend the black one, and then the red one, just through movement and accessory work, but not through actual pull-up movements. Obviously there are its place and you can't figure out times to use them, like with one-arm pull-up stuff, and just any time where you feel like you're really exhausted, and that 2% might just help. So it does come to situations when to use it, but for about 99.8% of the time for a workout, it's not necessary. Alright guys, that's the video. I've missed out going over rings for how to do a pull-up, because doing pull-ups on rings are a completely different story to doing bar pull-ups. So I'll save that for a whole video on my ring workouts, how to do pull-ups on rings, dips on rings, muscle-ups on rings. So I might have a little series coming soon, but we'll see. So thank you guys so much for watching this episode, and please like, subscribe, and if you can do a pull-up, let me know. Let me know what your max amount of pull-ups are or ever have been, and where are you currently now with lockdown being a thing around, and how's your pull-up training been going. I know a lot of the parks have been closed, so let me know in the comments below. But with that, thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.